Hi. Here we go. Come on in and say hello. Let me know if you're watching it on replay. One full week into the month of July. July is proving to be, end of a situation that brings relief, sadness, or both. We will take that. An opportunity for new happiness. That is what July is bringing in. Like I was just about to say, July is proving to be going just as quickly as the rest of this year. Oh, full moon Thursday. Didn't even know until this morning, which is also crazy because for my local peeps, I'm doing a show in Sydney on the 10th, unknowingly on a full moon. You wouldn't believe how often that happens because I usually just sit with a meditation and say, Spirit, you know, what date is going to be good for this is usually how I pick my event dates. And I asked for the 11th, which I wasn't able to have. And she's like, how's the 10th? And I'm like, fine. So ended up on a full moon, which I was thinking is going to make for a really healing experience because it would make sense that these in-person events land on full moons with the major grounding or major release, that comes along with the full moon. Clearing out a lot of energy, bringing in a lot of insight. So I thought that was funny. But then I had a friend message today and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, full moon Thursday. She's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hi. See you guys coming in. Do a quick scroll back. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you are enjoying your summer. I was saying to the kids today, can you believe it's only been a week since grading day? Like, doesn't it feel so much longer than that? I'm excited to see what's in store. I have a lot of I don't want to say antsy, but very magnetic energy that's coming in this month. Really that ultimate pivot month. I know we talked about June. June I would still interpret as a pivot month. But July is really amping that up. 7/7 portal today, absolutely. It's a really great time for finances. Today's card was a finance card. There is a lift that's coming in. There's also abundance. We are moving in. 2026 is going to be very abundant. These next 6 months are setting you up for that. So thank you guys. Abundance is going to be a common thread over these next 6 months, preparing you for this year of abundance and prosperity that's coming next year, which I am so excited for. Bring it on, right? Bring it on. And so you're going to see this. You may also be seeing a lot of divine signs and symbols, like the amount of dimes I have found in the last week and a half is unbelievable even for me. Right? It is wild. And so there's a lot of chatter coming from the divine. And so you may be getting a lot of your own signs and symbols, your own visitations, seeing shadows and movement in the corner of your eyes, even getting that heart palpitation, anxiety that we can sometimes feel when we are in close quarters with spirit, with a higher vibrational being. And so really wanting to validate that for you, okay? Because with this abundance and with this prosperity, Spirit is saying comes an increase of intuition, right? And so your soul is quite literally expanding. And how you're sensing things, how you're feeling things, how you move about in your daily life, in your relationships, your relationship with yourself specifically, major healing coming in here. It's like all of a sudden you've been working so hard. See, you guys have been getting it. working so hard, you're now reaping the benefits. You're seeing the efforts coming in, and it's like, finally, we are grateful for divine timing, but it is a lot easier to believe. There's a lot easier to keep the momentum and keep the motivation when you're getting energy back, right? And so it has been stagnant. You are not alone if you have been feeling disconnected from your loved ones, from yourself, from your intuition. You're going to see this increasing, specifically within this month, as soon as upcoming as within 7 days, you're going to feel it. And then by the time we make it to the autumn, you're going to be thriving in it, which I'm really happy to see. Let me just get this little guy here blocked. There we go. Oh, I mean, that could do it, sending 2 kids off to college. I mean, that's not helping. That's not helping. But you will find a benefit, everyone, because of this kind of like the stagnant energy, to slow down, connect with self, make time. And I think this is so important, guys. The lessons that we have learned, we have to take forward with us. And so think about today's daily card, where it's showing that there is going to be relief and an increase in finances that are coming in. You learned a lot from the scarcity. You learned a lot from things being overpriced and tight. You want to take these lessons forward with you, not in a fear, not in a limiting belief, but in a way that you can learn from this. It prioritizes what's actually important. It prioritizes what you actually need and what you actually need to be happy, right? And so we wanted to keep the lessons that we've learned in that season and bring them forward, just like any other season that we're in. Every relationship, every experience teaches you something, and you want to take that forward with you, because everything compiles on each other and builds you up, right? And so don't forget that. Sometimes we can be excited and we can have a little indulgence, and that is great. That's not what I'm talking about. But sometimes when we are attached to our suffering and our struggling, we receive abundance, and because there is a deep rooted feeling of undeserving or feeling of unworthy, we squander it, or we make poor decisions because it makes us uncomfortable receiving in the first place. Okay, and what did we say? And Spirit has been saying for months now, we are moving into abundant and prosperous season. These next 6 months are preparing us for that, which means we will be receiving in a more gradual state to prepare us for a blessed feeling of abundance and prosperity next year. If you cannot receive, that's not going to be a fun experience for you. Spirit talked about it last week. They're bringing it in again this week, preparing you, wanting you to sort through that discomfort, sort through some of these limiting beliefs that's going to make you uncomfortable. And if you can't allow yourself to receive a compliment or a pat on the back, acknowledgement, or kind words, or a helping hand, or a little gifty gift, how are you going to ever receive these big desires and prayers that you've been asking for, right? And so you do want to make sure that yourself, your psyche, your personality, your ego, and your soul are in a aligned place to be able to receive it, instead of getting it, feeling uncomfortable in one way or another, making a mess of it. And I think all of us in our life can look back to an experience where we may not have recognized in real time that that's what was happening, but we look back and we're like, oh geez, right? I wish I would have allowed myself to stay in it more, lean in it more, own it more, right? And so going through these lessons on a smaller level is preparing you for these major blessings that are coming in, okay? And so you want to make sure your job is to have yourself in a centered, aligned space so that you're able to navigate And we do feel more fierce when we do navigate challenging experiences, right? Because we as humans, we feel more willing to dig in and rally when life is hard, right? It is more uncomfortable and more stereotypically faux pas, right? You don't want to brag, but it's challenging to also receive, right? And so it is really important that we work through any of that so that we're able to receive, because it has been hard and you deserve good things. And I want you to be able to receive them and thrive in them. And that's what the next 6 months is going to teach you. So take the lessons that we have learned and bring them forward with you. Let's get into these 5 cards. This reading specifically is for July 7th through to the 13th. And this is what we need to know. Cannot make this up. What was today's daily card? What did Spirit just have me go on a rant about? Time of great success, financial security and prosperity. The Midas touch, everything turning out beautifully. There it is, okay? We are learning something new. We need to learn to navigate that, right? You wouldn't believe how much we get comfortable with the struggle. And it takes a hot minute to shift gears. And so the best way Spirit has taught me to do that is to get quiet, to journal, to connect with nature, with your soul. You want to be able to hear it. You want to be able to feel the discomfort in your body, because your body is a wise being who is constantly communicating with you. Why do I feel discomfort? Where's this discomfort coming from? Lean into it. We've also been hearing all year about intention. You want to live with intention. We want to be more intentional. We want to be more purposeful. What does that mean? That means pay attention to your life. And I know that sounds so simple. I have caught myself multiple times, and I know you have too, where you are going through major seasons, major experiences in your life, and you're just going. We're just doing what needs to get done, and we're not getting deeper to it, right? We're not leaning into it. We're distracted by what so-and-so's doing and the drama they're causing and what needs to get done and right? You need to ground into that. Being intentional is being purposeful. How do I want to show up? How do I want to handle this situation? How do I want to invest in myself? How am I feeling? Pay attention, okay? And so the best thing that you can do is slow down. That's the best way you can. What am I feeling? What is this discomfort telling me? What's this vulnerability telling me? Why am I feeling doubtful? Why am I feeling skittish? Ask yourself. And I think that's so important, okay? News of amazing opportunity. So not only, this is coming in with high passion, new love. So new love for me is someone new to love or something new to love. This is a really wonderful time for loving connections. This is a really loving time for deepening current connections. If you're married, getting back on the same page, having date nights, seeing your girlies, connecting with your family. If you're single, this is a wonderful time for deep connection, which means you must show up in authentic space. From the get-go, there needs to be this cards on the table, bare my soul, if that's what you want to be met with. Because this time we're wanting to focus on intention, we want to intentionally mend, intentionally connect. It's a really wonderful time for that. It's also a really wonderful time for passion projects, okay? So anything that brings you passion, could be hobbies, it could be lifestyle changes, could be new ways of living, could be entrepreneurship. So it's either something or someone. Someone could be a new lover, a new baby, a new puppy. Something could be a new hobby, a new way of living, a new lifestyle, a new passion project, a new expansion, entrepreneurship, something along those lines. This is a wonderful time. Now is the time to take action. It's okay that you have been stung in the past. It wasn't the right time. Divine time is lining up right now. And that's going to be something. Look, both cards are ones. New beginnings. It's time to go. Be bold and ambitious. Now is the time to take action. Do what you're passionate about. But you must show up in the ways that you want to be received. And that could be fear. That can cause some fear. But because it is the time, see, you're a little bit back and forth on it. Because now is the time, you need to get out of that doubtful chatter. Okay? It's this, there it is. It's this, the ego, the personality, the mental mind, that is holding you back. Okay? Time to take the next step. There's the answer. As I am speaking and channeling the messages from Spirit, you're having your own dialogue. You just pushed back on this message and they just answered. Yeah, you can. Easier said than done. I can't do that. I'm not ready. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Don't be listening to this ego card. That is false. That is like a jail. You're the one boxing yourself in. You're the one keeping yourself small. Okay? The illusion of being trapped. Accept responsibility for your situation. Okay? Then make choices that support your path to happiness. Nobody's coming to do it for you. Okay? You are who you're looking for. Only you can do it for you. Only you know what you truly want. Okay? And only you can really be the one that stops you. Okay? And so you need to get clear. And I think that's where that intentional, be purposeful, take time to sit with yourself, get clear on what you want, and be simplistic about it. Don't try to do everything all at once. Okay? Get clear on what you want. And we do this. And embarrassingly enough, I feel myself in a journaling session and I'm just like, I literally cannot believe that I've been doing this for 10 years and I was journaling about a topic that came up and I'm like, how have I not even thought of this before? How have I not figured out my stance on this, right? And so that's what I mean by getting purposeful. How do you feel about things? Because that dictates how you're showing up, whether you believe it or not, whether you're acknowledging it or not. It's in you, right? And so bring to light. That's really what sets you free, and that's really important, okay? There you are, reaping the rewards. There's something coming up that feels like a little bit of a gamble. Not a literal gamble. We're not gambling. Okay? But it seems a little bit risky. It's a little bit extreme for you in a controlled way is what it feels like. Okay? You're welcome, Eric. And it says extremes in how you give or receive money, time, or emotions. That we need to be a little bit more purposeful. One tool that has been helpful in my life experience is I ask myself, what is my role here? What is the best, how can I best show up? This can be in personal relationships, this can be in professional relationships, this can be in my parenting. We tend to lead with our emotions that can be a little bit chaotic. If you have, which I think majority of us had, been around or brought up by emotionally immature, emotionally young souls, you feel very responsible for everyone around you. And so, especially if you're an empath or you're sensitive and or all the above, we have the tendency to, let me fix that for you. It's freaking me out and making me uncomfortable. Let me figure out your life lesson for you, put it in a nice package, bring it to you so that you can learn what you need to learn. And that in turn is going to make my life a lot easier. Newsflash, that doesn't work. So if you haven't learned that lesson yet, it doesn't work. Okay? Only you can learn your life lessons. And this life lesson is this sense of, I am not able, nor am I responsible for an able-bodied adult. I'm not talking about children, because of course I am responsible for their well-being, but their well-being, their responsibilities, their ability to learn their life lessons. They are. Okay? And then by doing so, it creates unhealthy dynamic, unhealthy relationship where they're overly dependent on you and you are chronically unsatisfied by the relationship. There comes resentment, right? There comes giving more than receiving, which is always then throwing us out of balance. So there is a shift. You want to be more black and white. Of course we love them. Of course we want what's best for them. But sometimes, oftentimes, it's not your place. And that is an energetic boundary that you can bring in for you. Okay? Where you say, okay, this is what I'm willing to give, but I also have to understand that I cannot afford to lose myself in the giving, which is what happens. And as a result, look at you. Abundant, prosperous, reaping the benefits. So this is not easy. And if you guys have tuned in for some time, you know this week's reading, the tone. The tone is toning. Very direct. Very no BS, right? Direct, because we have this big full moon coming in. We have 7/7 today. We have a major pivotal month that we're in. It's time. It's time to wrap up these life lessons. It's time to get things straight. It's time to get going, okay? And so that is so important. Enjoying the fruits of your labors, okay? Hard work that has led to a beautiful life. This is you reaching goals. This is you reaching peace. This is you creating, being happy with the life that you're in. This can also be very representative of finally being at a fight or flight. It's been years. And now here you are, able to think a thought and be still. What a reward. And so treat yourself, celebrate yourself. Don't busy that up. Own it, welcome it, okay? There's the new beginnings card. There's the wheel card. There's the chariot card. Okay. Validating that, Dina, don't even. You know, you need to be listening. Look at that. Literally makes me emotional because it has been so hard for so long for all of us. Okay? The Dreamer's card. A new start. Trust yourself. The way that you can trust yourself now is unbelievable. That is a reflection of the hard work. That is a reflection of being your constant, being your stability, creating your foundation. That you're able to walk through this door with your head up, being like, bring it, I'm ready. There's the wheel card. The other new beginning. You're ready, okay? So a new start, trust yourself, push your fears aside, take that leap of faith. A fresh new start, end of delays. I literally have goosies like crazy right now, okay? A very positive change in your life. The Chariot card, which is the reward card, right? Rewards that come from hard work. Successfully balancing many priorities. This is you feeling balanced. This is you feeling out of fight or flight. It's like you made it. You made it. It's not perfect. I don't even want to hear it. We are not expecting perfection anymore. What a fraud. What a thief of joy. A thief of peace. Right? We are so happy and content with our imperfect, perfect life. Because that's what it is. Okay? And so the new beginnings coming in. This is coming in not only in a self fulfillment, feeling rich, feeling abundant, feeling happy and peace and contentment. But there's also outside opportunities that are bringing in new babies, new relationships, new homes, new jobs, new financial situations. You're seeing it, new health, new treatment plans, new specialists, new seeds of hope. That's what this is showing, okay? You've been feeling it. I know that you have been. It's been taking its sweet freaking time, but here it is. And we're grateful because everything comes in divine timing. And if it would have come in 6 months ago, you wouldn't have been ready. If it would have been in here 6 years ago, you would have effed it up so fast. It's here now because it's meant to be here now. And I think that is so important. Okay? What I love about it is that there's ease. Of course, you're going to feel nervous. Of course, these are major new beginnings. But it is so anchored with, I am right where I know I'm meant to be. Like I said, there's still going to be incompletions, but you know you are exactly where you're meant to be, which I would say it's been a long time since we could say that, right? That kind of underlying discontentment, antsy, disproving type of energy that we are in is moving out. I say this Thursday's full moon is really going to bring that up and clear that out. A few days after the full moon, it's going to be like there's definitely going to be a doozy hangover from this full moon. So we may find ourselves irritable, emotional, more emotional, they say this time, than irritability. You may be crying and being like, I don't even know why I'm crying. It's literally coming out of my face. Okay? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday even. So give yourself until like next Tuesday to like feel like your best self. Feel that energized, that clarity. Anything that's coming up with for you between now and then, lean into it. It's coming up because your soul wants you to release it. We want to disconnect from it. We want to take it out of our energy. And I think that's going to be important. Remember, we want to be purposeful. We want to use this energy. We want to get ourselves in the best position to succeed when these abundance and blessings come in. Okay? I know, right, Jennifer? It's going to be, I will be pumped to give you guys an update on how Thursday's event goes. I'm so excited. But yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful week. I'm so ecstatic to see this shift reflecting in the cards, aligning with the daily cards, like aligning with what I have been receiving on a soul level, aligning with what has been coming through in people's card reading sessions and their mediumship connections. It is very much time to shine, and really happy to see this practically coming across the board. All right, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you.